봐봐, 걔네들도 어우 빵토? 뱅토? 이질 할 거 아니야. 내 이런 거지. 뭉토? 뱅토? 한국어 패치 완료. 확인. 스타터. 이전에 플레이해 본 적이 있으신가요? 저는 아니요. 전 안 해봤어요. 컴퓨터가 보이지 않을 때까지 슬라이드로 조정하세요. 이러면 되나? 거의 보이지 않을 때까지니까 요만큼 해볼까? 요만큼. 현재 시간을 입력하세요.
봐버려서 너무 짜증나.
안 본 눈 갖고 싶어?
응.
내가 대신 해줄까? 줄까?
응.
왜냐면 나 봐야 되는데. 이거 2분 딱 되면 클릭해야지. 나 봐야 되는데. 그 넷플릭스에 있어?
응.
나 글리치도 봐야 되고 나이브스 아웃도 봐야 되고 완전 바쁘네. 근데
1 안 봤어?
응. 1도 안 봤어. 나 아무것도 안 봤어. 나 그것도 봐야 돼. 선과 악 어쩌고 그것도 봐야 되고.
성과학?
응, 그거 막 마법학교 이야기 못 들었어? 그 있잖아. 그 마법학교 레즈비언 같이 생긴 애들.
몰라.
그리고 나 데드투미
어머!
뉴 시즌 안 봤어.
데드투비 봐야 된다.
그래,
어머.
데드투미 봐야 돼. 응. 우리 데드투미 보려고 넷플릭스 시작한 거야. 알겠습니다.
자,
뭐야?
아니 근데 왜 이렇게 홍보 안 해줘?
데드투미? 몰라?
열받네. 지금 웬즈데이에 눈멀어가지고 데드투미 3 졸라 홍보 안 해주네?
열받네. 아니 뭐 웬즈데이 뭐 재미없는 건 아니었는데. 알지, 뭔 말인 줄 알지.
데드투미가 더 재밌음.
맞아. 솔직히 재미는 데드투미가 더 있어. 뭐 요 정도는 할까? 게임 시작. 가보자고. 스킵하려면
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
스탠리.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him
진짜 짐 싸야 되는데 진짜 짐 싸야 되는데 너무 귀찮다.
아니 너 속옷이랑 양치 도구만 챙겨오라니까?
갈아입을 거는?
갈아입으로? 너 뭐 한 벌 정도만 챙겨와. 내가 일단 잠옷은 줄게.
상의 하나만 챙기면 되잖아. 그러면 상의 하나, 네 세면도구, 수건 이렇게 끝.
끝. 뭐 짐 챙길 게 있냐?
And then one day something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change.
아니면
Stanley.
칫솔도 그냥 내줄게.
Something he would never quite forget.
엥?
He had been at
아니야
his
집에
desk for
그거
nearly an
있을
hour
거야.
when he
그거
realized
여행 칫솔
a
세트.
order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
수건도 네
No one
것까지
had showed
같이
up to
챙겨가자.
give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his
그래도
years of
돼?
the company,
님 짐 많아지는 거 아니야?
괜찮아. 내가 원래 짐이 없어. 나야말로 나는 옷 한 벌만 가져갈 건데. 자, 이제 시작입니다. 아무튼 뭐 1편이랑 그 똑같은 것 같아요. 이거 감도 되게 스무스하네.
all of
멀미나겠다.
his co-workers were gone.
어?
Could it mean?
1편이랑 똑같다고?
Stanley decided to go to
쏟아놨어?
the meeting room. Perhaps he had
이거 다른 거야?
그건 아닌데 감도 시야각이 좀 커야겠다. 감도도 좀 낮춰야겠다. 안 그럼 멀미 나가지고. 아닌가? 좀 높여야 되나? 시야감도 0으로 해볼까? 월요일.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he
통곡으로의
couldn't find a trace of
카운트다운이
his
무슨
co-workers.
내용이었더라? 기억이 안 나냐 왜?
Stanley went around touching
성공
every
카운트다운?
little thing in the office, but it didn't make
그거
a single
그거잖아. 그
빨간실
그거는
그건가?
맞췄누. 빨간실이 맞췄누고 카운트다운이 그 장미 그 어린이 탐정단 애들이 그 너네 1분 맞출 수 있냐고 그거 세는 거잖아. 야, 나 기억력 애지지.
difference.
나 그거 보고
Nor
진짜
did it advance the story
최근에
in any
봤던
way.
거 같은데 그거 뭐지?
Please. Are you
차
really
타고
just doing this
유리
for the
깨는 거.
achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that
어,
all the
진짜 도전 과제야?
achievement is worth? No, 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 no.
도전 과제.
Merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks.
몇 번 해야 되는데?
You were to click the door 20 times.
이미 20번 했는데?
That's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
이미 20번 했는데? 왜 안 해줘? 도전 과제 왜 안 줘?
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction.
님 코난 그거 극장판 그거 중에 뭐가 제일 좋은데?
당연히 베이커가의 망령 아님?
아 그래? 그건 진짜
졸라 잘
약간
만든.
스토리도 아무튼
I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost.
나
Why
지금
don't you put
마우스
20 clicks into door number 417?
마우스 417번. 오케이. 20번?
나는 14번째 표적 제일 좋아했어.
14번째 표적 재밌지. 그게 그나마 저기 그 유명한 아저씨가 약간 활약하는 편 아니냐?
어?
유일하게? 417번
그래.
어디있지? 417번 이거구나.
물안 넣었다고.
Great.
왜
Now,
물 안
go click a few
넣었어?
times on door 437.
437번을 몇 번 클릭하세요. 와, 똥개 훈련 시킨다. 437. 오케이.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
415번. 똥개 훈련 시키네 얘가 막. 나 415번. 415번 어딨냐?
예슬이 빨리 글리치 다 봤으면 좋겠다.
Now, back to door number 437.
진짜 짜증나. 437. 왜 나는 보는 거 기대 안 돼?
났다.
아니 님 시작도 안 했는데 뭘
How about you click on, well, I don't
기대를
know,
해.
the
예슬이는
copy
보고
machine.
있잖아.
커피 머신?
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
진짜 도전 과제 안 주기만 해봐. 내가 도전 과제 미친 인간인 거 알고 하는 소리야 얘가 지금? 나 올해 스팀에 도전 과제 200 몇 번인가?
Now go climb on employee 419's desk.
근데 제가 더 많이 했더라. 나보다. 나도 진짜 도전 과제.
안 함.
어?
누구?
너가 나보다
아니야,
도전 과제 더
나
많이 했어.
경력직도 안 했어.
그래? 책상에 어떻게 올라가? 올라간 건가? 올라가져라. 안 올라가죠.
거기 그거 내가 했던 게임 이름 생각났다. 슈퍼 리미널이었나?
Great. You're putting it all on the
그랬던 것
line,
같아.
Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
416번.
We've almost
이번
got
연도에,
it.
아니,
Now the
저번
copy
연도에
machine,
게임을
do that
일주일
one
동안
again.
커피 머신 where? 커피 머신 아까 어디 갔지? 이쪽에 있었나?
Finish it off, Stanley. 5 clicks on door 430. Yes! We did it.
도전 과제 달성.
Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think,
그럼.
only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking? When
재수
Stanley
똥이.
came to a set of 2 open doors,
재수
he entered the door on his
똥이라니.
left.
왼쪽 문? 싫어. 오른쪽 문으로 갈래.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
저기 뭐라고 써 있는 건지 읽고 싶다.
나도 볼래.
뭐가?
뭐 어딨어 뭐 써있다며.
Yes, truly a room
저기
worth
화이트보드에
admiring. It
있었거든.
had really been worth the detour
근데
after
안
all, just to
보였어.
spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
뭘 의미했는데?
나도 볼래. 아, 나 그리고 그 게임 그것도 게임 그거 있어. 그 There is no game이라고.
맞아 맞아.
그것도 말 안 듣는 게임.
알아.
그것도 했어. 휴대폰에 깔려 있어.
너 이걸 다 모바일로 했구나.
아니 그거 슈퍼 리미널은 닌텐도로 했어.
닌텐도로 했어. 이거 이거 설정 키가 확대가 어떻게?
오 점프도 되네.
확대가 없어 카메라가.
그럼 못 보나 봐.
아니 근데 뭔가 뭔가 써 있을 텐데.
그냥 말만 안 들으면 되잖아.
근데 보고 싶어. 카메라 각도 좀 키우면 되려나? 여기 있다.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more,
나 아까
he decided
테이블
that the
위로
game was
올라갔는데
trying
어떻게
to send him
올라갔지?
a message.
오케이. 홀란드와 오스트리아, 헝가리 사이의 짧은 역사와 연관성. 딱 봐도 노잼. 시원한 음료다. 하나 먹을까? 근데 이 시점으로 하면 멀미나. 커피에 미치다.
커미.
어이구 내가 뭐 게임 다시 시작하기 눌러버렸어. 나 바본가 봐.
다시 시작하기 눌렀어.
응.
What could it mean?
뭐 그럴 수도 있지.
아
Stanley
뭐야?
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
월요일 싫어.
난 원래 월요일을 좋아했지만 내일은 일을 해야 된다는 거.
저 화이트보드에 뭐 있지? 이건 말도 안 돼. 이번 분기 판매량. 저쪽으로 넘어가고 싶다.
Stanley came to a set of two open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge
오류난 줄
first,
알았어.
just to admire it.
쉽다.
Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room.
근데
Thank goodness
있잖아.
Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now
이게
too horrible, but
게임이라고
eager to get back to
생각하면은
business,
밑도
Stanley took
끝도
the first
없이
open
말을
door
안
on
들을
his
수
left.
있는데 쟤도 시키는 게 일일 거 아니야. 그렇게 생각하면 내가 만약에 이런 일을 하고 있는데 그 들어와 있는 사람이 뒤지게 말을 안 들으면 얼마나 답답할까 그런 생각도 들어.
너 왜 이렇게 공감 능력이 좋아?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
스페이스바가 안 돼. 주의.
아니 님
도전과제 달성했어. You can't jump라는 도전과제 달성했어. 진짜 열받네. 거짓말하지 마세요. 만약 지금 거짓말을 하고 있다면 당장 멈춰.
뭐야? 햄튜버야?
햄터버는 이거보다 더 열받게 말하지 않아?
당장 멈춰.
그거는 저기 코나슐랭키잖아. 아, 뭔지 알고 싶다. 수입토론위원회 분석을 위한 내부 수익 회의. 제5차 정기소
아 그런 거
위원회.
왜 앉아있냐고.
아, 존나 이런 거 다 보고 싶어 진짜. 아. 정복갑. 헉! 제기하고 싶다. 오!
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged
아니
to his
근데
death.
나는 말을 안
Good job,
들으려고
Stanley.
뛰어내린 건데 쟤는
Everyone thinks
어떻게든
you are very
이어가는 게 좀
powerful.
킹받지 않아?
그러게.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the
미리
meeting
준비
room.
잘했다.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of two
한번
open
왼쪽으로
doors,
돌아가
he
볼까?
entered the door on his left.
413, 412. 오, 회의실이다.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
해고 당하지 않는
Feeling a
꿀팁.
wave of disbelief,
말 적게
Stanley
하기.
decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an
속으로
answer
욕하고
there.
다니고 다른 동료들에게 소극적으로 공격성 드러내기. 더는 자신을 돕지 않는 동료를 원망하기.
오늘은 해고당하지 않는 방법에 대해서 알아볼 건데요. 해고당하지 않는 방법, 저도 정말 궁금한데요. 사회생활을 하다 보면 해고당하지 않는 방법에 대해서 잘 알아야 되겠죠? 이상 해고당하지 않는 방법에 대해서 알아봤습니다.
알아봤습니다. 좋아요. 저는 빨간 옷 언니가 좋아요. 이 슬라이드의 슬라이드 개수. 차트, 슬라이드, 차트와 슬라이드. 같은 정보를 나타내는 차트 비율.
저기 할 일도 적혀있네?
핵심 가치 지출. 차트는 이제 제발 이렇게
뭐야.
방금 봤어. 동그라미를 그려 넣으시오. 상사 감사 전문가에게 제출하십시오. 핵심 가치 지출을 상승시키기. 세계시장 패러다임 바꾸기. 무료 게임 수익화. 당신의 꿈은
저거 뭐야?
무엇인가요?
재밌다 근데.
저는 혼수 상태요.
예?
한 바퀴 돌아.
해고당하지 않는 꿀팁이 해고당하지 않기야.
4분기 파이 차트 수익. 도와줘, 나는 포스트잇이야.
어쩌라고.
무료 게임 어떻게 수익화하지? 정말 어려운 문제야. 사람들이 뭘 원하지? 주식시장이 여기 어디 있었는데.
저거 지워진 거 뭐라고 적혀 있는 거야?
지워진 거? 아, 행복한 감정. 바이올렛 제임스 넌 해고야래. 더 많은 돈. 텍스. 이익, 예언, 이익. 인구학적 청소년을 노려. 그쵸, 이제 청소년 어린이 잠재 고객을 이제 미래 고객을 노리는 것도 좋은 방법이죠. 2분기 보고서 재검토. 멍청한 아이디어인 것 같은. 냉수기 필요. 냉온수기가 더 필요. 차트가 힙해야 됨. 10대 통계를 넣을 10대들 탐색. 아이디어 쓰레기통에 뭔가 던져보세요. 진짜 이거 쓰셨지?
뭐가 던져져 있어?
쓰레기통이 이제 없대. 그 다음에 내 사표가 있대. 다들 열심히 회의를 했군. 회의실. 주간 목표 관리. 월요일 마케팅, 화요일 죽이기, 수요일 부수기, 금요일 장난 회의. 432번은 어떻게 할까요? 미팅 관련해서는 432번은 한테 말하지 마세요. 내가 432번이잖아.
아 진짜?
화이트보드 당당과 상관없이 변경 금지.
편히 잠드셔서
그래서 프론즈.
언제?
프론즈? 이 칸 너무 작아.
저딴 거를 화이트보드 담당자의 상의 없이 지우지 말라고 되어 있어.
내일 할 일. 내일은 없다. 오늘이 내일이다. 종이 복사하는 사람 고용하기. 종이를 너무 많이
저게
복사해.
사실 스탠리 페러블의 그 내용 아니야? 내일은 없고 오늘이 내일이다.
그러게. 멋있다, 멋있다. 다음과 같은 목표를 유지해주세요. 왜 이건 또 지워졌을까? 저 문 열리려나? 안 열려요. 괜히 복사하기도
집에
좀
가세요.
아, 예, 알겠어요.
왜
청소
지우시하냐?
도구함이다. 청소 도구함이다.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned
여기서
around
또
and got
장난쳐야지.
back on track.
뭐 없을...
상호작용 되는 게 없어?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow.
빗자루?
Just an empty broom closet. No
Empty
reason to
broom.
still be here.
계속 머물러야지. 쪼그려 앉아야지.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing
어쩔?
anything. At least if there was something to interact
아유,
with,
스쿼트나 해야지.
justified in some
하나,
way.
둘.
As it is,
하나,
he's
둘.
actually just standing there doing sweet FA.
하나, 둘. 아, 나 스쿼트 하고 있는데요? 아무것도 안 하는 거 아닌데? 하나, 둘. 하나,
Are you
둘.
really still in the broom closet?
땡.
Standing around doing nothing?
아니, 스쿼트 한다니까요?
Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
아무것도 안 하든 말든 무슨 상관이셈?
아무도 날 막을 수 없으셈.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom
벤치,
closet, at least you would have had a
테이프,
reason for exploring it to find out.
볼트,
But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is
드라이버.
of absolutely no
근데 왜
significance
그렇게
whatsoever.
문에다가 크게 청소 도구함이라고 써놨죠?
그러게요.
잘못했네.
아니, 그리고 저 위에 저거 너무 위험하잖아, 저거? 분명 꺼내다가 떨어질 것 같아.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path.
그거
Maybe
되게 말
when you
많네.
go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your
파이브리.
friends find this concerning.
메롱, 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 메롱.
이번에 또 뭐
Stanley
안
was
하고.
fat and ugly and really, really stupid.
얘가
He
자꾸
probably
나,
got the job
인신공격해.
because of a
막
family
갑자기
connection.
인신공격.
That's how
자기
stupid
맘대로
he
안
is.
한다고
That
인신공격.
or with drug money. Also, Stanley
이런
was addicted
거-
to drugs and hookers.
이런 거 학교에서 썼는데, 그치? 대걸레 이거. 짜는 거. 여기 꾸정물이 맨날 엄청났는데. 나 죽었다고?
You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort
중추-
shut down your central
어쩌고
nervous system
중추신경계를
and
어쩌고
collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead.
와 청소 도구함 진짜 재밌다.
그지? 너무 재밌다. 내가 여태까지 봤던 선택지 중에 제일 재밌어.
원래 직장인들한테는 일 말고 이런 데가 제일 재밌는 거 몰라?
맞음. 인정. 말 진짜 많다. 저것도 재능이다.
So that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right. When you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
싫어요. 싫어요. 언제까지 있어야 되지? 궁금하다. 이제 말을 안 하기 시작했구나. 근데 약간 그래픽이 구린 것 같으면서 괜찮아. 있을 건 다 있어. 이제 그래픽을 보기 시작함. 한번 나가볼까? 쓱.
Ah, second player. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids.
쓱.
Perhaps there's a
너무해.
monkey nearby you can hand the
쓱.
controls to.
쓱.
A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky.
들어갈까 말까 들어갈까 말까 들어갈까 말까. 나올래? 나왔어. 나 나왔어. 나 나왔다. 됐니? 만족하니?
그렇지. 그렇지만 이렇게 하지 않으면
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
한 번도 시키는 대로 한 적이 없어. 오.
뭐야?
안녕 로니. 사실 이게 1교시에 쓴 건데 2교시 가는 길에 네 사물함에 두고 간다. 이런 걸 어떤 애들이나 하는 거라고 내가 정했어. 아, 쿨한 애들. 답장 써서 줘. 그리고 새로 고칠만한 아이디어가 있어. 오토바이 타고 있는 2마리 고양이 어때? 그냥 이제 이게 로니가 답장 쓴 거예요. 야, 아이디어 좋은데? 진짜 쿨한 애들은 각자 쓴 뭐더라? 어쩌고 빼빼로 서로 교환한다고. 아, 빼빼로? 근데 우린 걔네들보다 더 쿨하잖아. 왠지 각자 쓴 페이지를 삐삐로 서로 교환한다고. 근데 우린 걔네들보다 더 쿨하잖아. 왠지 맞춰봐. 걔네들은 이거 삐삐의 목적거든. 그렇답니다.
그렇군요.
예.
굉장히 흥미로운 대화.
그니까.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his
차 왜 이렇게
post during
작아?
work
스탠리
hours. He
키가 되게
might be
큰가 봐.
fined for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him?
정말 왜 그런 걸까?
And for that matter, these rooms were starting
누가
to look
커피
pretty
흘렸어.
familiar. Were they simply repeated?
누구야?
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming! He yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief
컴이 또
Stanley
있다.
felt
커피에
to have
미치다.
finally found an answer, an explanation.
비상구.
His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He
이거 이제
wasn't crazy after
졸라리
all.
반복을 하라는
He
거죠.
thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy
시간도
this while
똑같네.
I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much
뭐야?
fun.
우와,
And
우주다.
Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid?
우주다, 우주.
And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is
쟤는
there
왜
a
자꾸
voice
안
in my
물어본 걸
head
얘기해 주는 거야?
dictating
그러게.
everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly
저는
strange.
그렇게 생각 안 했는데요.
I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing
난 지금
my
목소리가
thoughts,
내
he
생각을
thought.
묘사하는 것에
And when he thought it all very
생각을
odd and wondered if this
Yeah.
voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How
누구냐?
could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't
누구냐?
have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After
그 얘기는
all,
어디에?
다른
he knew for certain
다른
beyond a
길이
doubt
딱히
that
없나?
this was in fact a dream. Did the
찾아볼까?
voice not see him
근데
clever
여기가
to make the magical
비상구잖아.
stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of
숨기다.
himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently,
없네?
and he invited himself
없어.
to
뭐가
wake up.
상호장.
He
뭐야?
felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he
Wake
thought to
up.
himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
약간 명상 자료 같다.
I am okay.
졸리다.
오케이. 그치. 잠이 옵니다. 반복해. 또 반복 들어가죠.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
오!
왜요? 왜 불 끄냐고요?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
오, 재밌겠다.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be
덜덜?
normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind.
사실 우리
I
모두가
know
통
what
속의
is real
뇌라면?
and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And
살
then she
사람은
turned
살아야지. 또 이런다.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of two open
이번에
doors,
또
this was
다시
not the correct way to
오른쪽으로
the meeting
들어가
room,
봅시다.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the
Whoa.
wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten
재밌다.
about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
누군데 그녀가? 그녀가 사랑하던 그달이. 오, 여긴 어디야? 시꺼매.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out. Oh, no. Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you...
다시
Wait a
꽂을게.
second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices, and to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long.
아니,
If you made any
담배꽁초를
more
이렇게
wrong
그냥
choices, you
프린팅
might have
해놓은 거야?
negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp
이게 뭐야?
the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
네?
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a
물고기.
person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Practice.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this
감사합니다.
video.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This
위험.
way,
모든
please.
곳이 위험합니다. 멈춰. 멈춰. 오호. 멈춰. 긴급. 직원들은 절대로 어떤 상황에서도 시도하지 미음 점점점점.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly.
헐, 이거
halfway
펜스로 다
through the story.
막아놨어.
That
내가 대기
story would make
못하게.
no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
그럼 나 저쪽으로 어떻게 나가요? 아, 이게 열어주는구나. 저 거짓말 안 했어요. 참나. 전 어디로 가야 되죠?
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending. The story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
여기 왜 안 써 있지? 들어가고 싶게. 아, 되돌아가라고 하네. 아, 참나.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly.
얼마나
and
말 안
always
들었어?
putting the story
나
first.
계속 말 안
I'm quite sure
들었더니
you'll be up to the task.
막
Just
있잖아.
follow my
내가
lead and you'll be fine.
제기도 못하게 막
Alright.
펜스 다
When
막아놓고
Stanley came to a set of two open
내가 아까
doors,
오른쪽 문으로
he entered
들어갔잖아.
the door on his left.
그랬더니 이제 지금 왜 오른쪽 문도 아까 닫아놨거든. 다 잠가놨거든. 나한테 막 교육용 영상 보여주면서 자, 선택의 중요성이란 이러면서 막 보여주고 나서 이제는 내 말 좀 들으라고 다시 되돌아가게 했어. 그럼 우리는 이제 어떻게 해야겠어? 오른쪽 문으로 가야겠지.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
갈래? 말래? 갈까? 말까? 안 갈 거지롱. 헉, 이게 뭐야? 1, 2, 3 4
저거 그거잖아.
뭐?
369 369.
아, 너 369 잘해?
아니
올라갈 수 있다. 취급주의. 도로로로로. 하하, 난 올라갔다. 열어줘. 열어줘.
여긴 못 들어가나?
근데 못 들어가. 못 들어가게 해놨어. 다시 나가야겠다. 아, 여기서 뭐 상호작용 못하나? 할 수 있으면 좋겠는데. 아, 이렇게까지 하는데 왼쪽 문으로 들어가 줄까? 그래. 들어갔어. 삐졌어?
삐졌나 봐.
그러니까 삐져서 말 안 하는 거 봐. 으유, 쫌생이. 여기는 하얗네.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe after everything we talked
아까랑
about.
달라졌다.
My story. You've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless.
올라갈 수 있지
And
않을까?
what am I supposed to
그치.
do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that?
모든
I
게
can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it
모든
forever. Reliving its
지켜라?
impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the
점프
game down
맵이야?
entirely? To willingly
아니, 근데
destroy
내가
all
점프를
my
못
work?
하거든?
I don't know.
여기
It's the answer.
이거까지
What do I
올라가야
do?
되는데
What do I
저기랑
do?
저기 사이를 컨트롤 못 해.
No, I
되네?
have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
아 왜 흔들어요?
쉐킹 쉐킹.
놀랐잖아요 아저씨.
쉐킹 쉐킹.
Oh, I'm here.
I'm
still
here.
Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that
잠이나
was mine, and you
자야겠다.
run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny?
쿨.
You just had to see.
흠냐 흠냐.
Didn't I impress upon
세근세근.
you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him
아니
to. He
그니까
understands that if
스탠리가
I say
아닌데 왜
to
자꾸
do something,
스탠리처럼
there's a damn good
시키냐고요.
reason for
그니까.
it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
감사합니다.
My story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make
근데 그렇게 해서 네가 얻는
behave
게
exactly
뭔데?
as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task.
그래서
Just follow my
그렇게
lead and you'll
해서
be
제가
fine.
얻는 것도
All right.
없잖아.
그러게.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back.
그냥 끊어버렸어.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be
뭐지?
up to the
장단에
task.
맞춰줘야
Just follow
되나?
my lead and you'll be fine. All right.
오른쪽
When Stanley
갈래요.
came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
안 열어준 줄 알고 깜짝 놀랐네.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly
여기로
and
가줄까?
always putting the story first. I'm
그래.
quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my
그
lead.
다음에
and you'll be
말 안
fine.
들으면
All right.
됐지.
그래.
괜찮아.
When
한번 말
Stanley came to a
들어주자.
set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
만족하냐?
Yet
근데
there was not a single
스탠리
person here either.
무슨
Feeling way of
스키복
disbelief,
같은 거
Stanley
입은 거
decided
같지
to
않아?
go up
바지
to his
소리가?
boss's office, hoping he might find an
왜
answer there.
사각사각거려?
사각사각거려. 바지 걷는 소리가. 약간 스키 바지 같이. 여기도 잠궈놨어.
와, 내 유일한 낙이었는데.
그러니까 너무해. 히도이.
Coming to a
원래
staircase,
직장인에게
Stanley walked
청소
upstairs
도구함이란
to his
무슨
office.
의미인지 몰라?
지하도 막아놨어.
거기서 쪼그려서 쉬다가 자네 거기서 뭐 하는가 하면 아 커피를 쏟아서 걸레 찾으러 왔어요 이러는데라고.
아니 이거 우리 지하실 같잖아. 막아놨어.
지금 그 두 아이의 그 소중한 비밀 이야기들을 더 이상 볼 수 없다고.
내가 뭘 잘못했다고 이걸 막아놔.
여기서
여기서
말 안 들을 게 뭐가 있지?
감독 의원의 경고. 베이지색 페이지. 양동이 채우기에 대한 일반적인 질문들. 권고사항 1991년 1월 18일. 오, 나 이런
Stepping
색깔
inside
좋아해.
his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered
음성
in
인식기에
disbelief who
명확하게
orchestrated
말하세요.
this until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark
안 봤는데요?
115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was
여기서
only
할 수
one
있는 게
way to
뭘까?
find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but
저거 지금
now
판다를
he would
쏟은
draw
거야?
from within himself the
그런가 봐.
courage to face the unknown. He drew a
비즈니스
sharp breath
전략이래.
and then spoke the code.
그리고 몽블랑, 클로드 퍼니 하수구. 내가 제일 잘 나가는 시장. 내가 제일 잘 나가.
Stanley spoke the code.
내가
저기
제일 잘
서재는
나가.
15.
책장은 뭐 있나?
책장 뭐 안 열리냐? 그 원래 책장 이렇게 열리잖아. 뭔지 알지?
맞아. 좀 신랑하게 생겼는데 뭐야 이거? 왜 이래?
몰라. 긁어낸 거 같아.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code
원래 이런
into
거
the
책장 막
receiver.
드르륵
Otherwise we
하면은
can't get on
책장
with the
뒤에
story.
공간이
This is a
열리면서
맞아.
crucial step.
구구구구구구 한다고.
맞아. 기둥 뒤에 공간 있어요.
Okay, fine, you're not gonna do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for
아싸.
this one single thing, your respect. The kind of respect Stanley
메롱.
shows for his
메롱.
choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You
너
had a
열받게
choice, you know.
하려고.
You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You...
얼씨구.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
안돼 주인님 걔는 가짜예요.
가짜예요.
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay?
Stanley, please.
스탠이 얼굴이나
I
보자.
need you to make a choice.
더 엔드?
I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important.
네가
The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work
이젠
together.
애원한다.
I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything.
울겠다.
This is
그니까
more important than
울어라
I need this.
울어라.
The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait.
뭘 알았다는 거야?
Time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the
쟤도
right
참
thing to
불쌍하다.
do.
그니까
Take as much time as you need.
한 개 본 거야?
그런가 봐. 도전 과제는
The
안
meeting
떴는데.
room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the
도전
meeting
과제
room, and from
사연아
then
좀
on,
볼까?
he would never be alone ever
아니야,
again.
다 도전 과제 아니야. 도전 과제면 도전 과제라고 썼겠지.
그럼 엔딩도 도전 과제 했다?
근데 내 생각에는 이런 게 그냥 엔딩에 축적이 되지 않을까 싶어. 왜냐면 어찌되건 얘가 지금 저장 데이터를 기억을 해가지고 내
When
선택지를
Stanley
봤잖아.
came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
메롱.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his
왜 웃어?
left.
제 말 무시하기 잼.
그니까 그냥 여기
And
가볼까
so he
한번?
detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and
여기
got back
가보고
on
싶게
track.
생겼는데? 이
그니까.
엘리베이터?
그니까. 오 내려간다.
아 왜요?
But Stanley didn't want to go back to
됐다.
the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now, in order to get back, he needed to go from
뚜뚜뚜뚜뚜.
here. It's left.
라이트 아니고? 라이트일걸? 라이트일걸? 쳇 문이 안 열려.
Oh no, it's to the right. My mistake.
봐봐 내 말
일부러
맞잖아.
No, not the right.
일부러
Why
그러는
would I
거다.
have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly. Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right.
하.
Okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
오호. 뿌뿌. 이게 뭐야?
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here
아까
yet. This is
저쪽에
all a spoiler.
해고됨이라고 적혀
Stanley,
있었어.
close your
그러니까.
eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to.
몇
200,
번이지?
200,
Who am I
270,
kidding?
234번. 저기 나 데이터
Whole
없어.
story completely unusable.
보여? 내
How
데이터?
about rather than waste
내
my
데이터
time
글리치
trying to
되어 있어.
salvage this nonsense, we'll just
그러네.
restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track.
그러네.
Okay, from the top.
여기도 해고됐다. 얼씨구?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
아 미역국 먹고 싶다.
나 오늘 미역
When
떡국이구나.
Wait.
뭐야? 뭐야?
No, No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be.
다 열어줘요.
Oh, did something change?
재밌겠다.
그니까.
Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
아무것도 안
Did you
했는데요.
move the story somewhere or?
문이 불이 여기
Why am I
여기만
asking
켜졌어.
you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for
너도
sure that it's
임마
here somewhere.
누군가에 의해서
Okay, then.
시키는 대로
It's
할
an
뿐이야.
Come on, Stanley. Let's find
어디
the
들어갈까?
story.
어디 들어갈까?
갈까?
어디 들어갈까? 어디 가고 싶어?
다 똑같이 보이는데?
아니야, 좀 달라 구조가. 여기로 갈까?
응.
아, 이렇게 이어져 있네.
어.
내가 들어왔던 곳인가? 들어왔던 곳일지도?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can
왜요?
promise you there definitely was a story here
내면의
before.
죄책감.
Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over
이게 다
again.
이어져
But it's
있구나,
gotta be better than
어차피.
this. Okay, let's give it a
그러네.
shot. Why not?
아 왜요?
왜요는 일본다며.
All of his
왜
co-workers
꼭
were gone.
재밌을 때
What did it
끊는
mean?
거야?
Stanley
그니까
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
지대 어이없삼.
이젠
Okay,
없다.
yep, it's worse. I'm not remembering this
여기 앉아
wrong.
있자.
It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
싫은데. 그래, 시킨 대로 해주마. 헉, 이제 딸깍딸깍 하지도 못한다? 상호작용이 아무것도 안 돼.
진짜 너무하다.
월요일 싫어.
귀엽다.
사용자 이름 어세스.
어머.
어?
왜 구경도 못하게?
그니까 꺼져버렸어.
아, 왜 꺼지는데요?
헤헤. 컴퓨터 다 끄자. 이게 다 전력 낭비야. 저렇게
Aha!
켜있으면.
I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
뭔데? 빙글빙글
No,
돈다.
wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and
나 길을
retrace our
잃었다 왔네
steps.
완전.
응.
계속 뱅글뱅글 돌고 있는디. 오, 또 새로운 공간에 나왔어. 이거 새똥 같지 않아, 되게? 페인트 잘못 칠한 거일 텐데. 오,
Now
여기는
this-
어디야?
Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely
그거네.
forgotten what we were supposed to be doing,
뭐?
how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in
뭐지?
a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job.
세트장 뒷면.
Oh,
아,
I don't
그래
feel
보이지
right
않아?
about this at all.
그러네.
We both
그런
know
느낌
you
드네.
didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might
열어줘.
happen this time. I have to restart.
나갈래, 열어줘.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
라인. 응? 여기가 아니고? 여기였잖아, 우리 계속. 뭔 소리 하는 거야?
No, I'm done. We're living it up to the line from now on.
우리 여기였잖아. 뭔 소리야?
우리의 추억 다 잊은 거냐?
그니까 왼쪽도 오른쪽도 잊은 거냐? 어이. 컴퓨터 또 꺼야지. 이게 컴퓨터고 맨날 켜져 있고. 응? 이러면 되겠어 안
깜짝이야.
되겠어?
안 되지,
이건
안
뭐야?
돼.
야, 얘 뭘로 한다. 회사 이름 세금 청구서. 어? 얘 뭘로 한다. 어? 근데 저거 재밌어. 스파이더 카드 게임.
개 재밌음.
개 재밌음. 하지만 난 핀볼을 더 좋아해.
안 해봤어.
You see,
핀볼 안 해봤어.
the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our
저
destination?
불도 다
even if there's no
켜놓고 어디
story there?
갔는지.
Or to put it another way,
Hey.
is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of
시계
moving
간다.
forward, are we implying a journey
아닌가?
such that a destination is
안 해.
inevitably conjured
시계.
into being via the very manifestation of the nature of
시간이
life
가는
itself?
걸까? 시계가 가는
Stanley,
걸까?
I need to follow this
오,
train of
그
thought.
뒤에-
A minute, just stick with me.
오,
Now we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact
아,
a
안 열려.
byproduct of one's subjective
노잼 아저씨 좀
experience of
조용히
that
해봐요.
existence, right?
안 열려.
Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this
되게
office in
뭐라고
fact
하네.
the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there.
오호.
Well, I'd like to
뭐야?
apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You
어.
know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
깜짝이야.
음악 소리 너무 커요. 음악 소리 너무 커요. 미쳤나 진짜. 아 그래. 얘 다 막아놨어 여기.
그런데 안 되네.
이렇게 가라고? 이렇게 저 못 가요.
놀리는 거지.
그니까.
저거는 좀.
어. 아이씨. 물음표.
물음표로 물음표 채우기.
물음표로 물음표. 어. 아 여기 못. 아 나 여기 못 가겠으니까 안 되겠네.
안
아
되겠네.
싫어하냐? 어떻게 생각해 이거? 이제 점점 1번 방에 가까워지고 있다.
그러게?
여기가 6번 데스크고.
오.
인터뷰 신문 기술 일기장에게 남편과 함께하는 건 내가 두려워했던 것보다 훨씬 쉬운 일이었어. 그래 그걸 하기 위해서 평소보다 더 많은 힘이 필요할 때도 있어. 하지만 난 계속해서 점점 아파지고 있는 상황이거든. 그렇군요. 기껏 01번이었는데.
그러게? 굶다.
무서워. 광대 모양이야.
진짜?
성조기 패턴의 광대 모양임. 연간 리뷰, 기업 불균형, 월별 연장, 통합보고서, 부서 개정. 금융기록.
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important
Yeah?
later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't
예쁘다.
want to miss anything.
나도 고사리 좋아해. 아, 모임 길 실화냐?
Wait, what? We're back at the office?
오.
No, Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a
어떻게
bell?
강호가 추락했는가? 예술과 작품이 미치는 영향에 대한 고찰. 우리 어디로 가야 돼 이제?
발길이 닿는 대로.
옵시.
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
아, 뭐야?
왜 아무 말도 안 해?
Stanley, I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're
그러니까.
intelligent people, right? Why
너도
can't we make
아는구나.
up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
여기? 그래?
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and
재밌기도
Stanley
일단
forging a
포기한
new
것 같은데
path,
약간.
a new
그러니까.
story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
얘가 긍정적이어서
Wild.
좋네.
Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
계속 마와레인데. 2점 투시. 1점 투시.
선생님 재미없어요.
아, 어떻게 해야 재밌을까요? 어디로 갈까나? 저기 또 가고 싶다, 그지? 요 라인데 갈 때 재밌었는데, 그지? 음악도 막 틀어주고, 그지? 음악이 없으니까 갈 기운이 안 나네. 원래 길 걸으면서 음악 들어야 되잖아. 아, 음악이 없으니까 기운이 안 나네. 그냥 무한 반복해 이거. 계속 지금 돌고 도는 팽이 되고 있는데. 내 심장은 마치 돌고 도는 팽이처럼.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto
아,
the
여기로
line from having any
갈래요.
role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
여기로 갈래요.
길이 이거밖에 없는데 어떡해? 그치?
그니까. 약간 설치 미술 같다. 아, 여기로 갈래요. 여기로 가려며. 어이, 지대 어이없삼. 오.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
아, 나 왼손잡이라서 왼쪽 가고 싶은데.
나도 왼쪽 문 안 열려. 나 왼쪽 갈래요. 이거 돌라는 것도 거꾸로 돌기. 혼란 엔딩. 첫 번째 재시작. 두 번째 재시작. 다섯 번째 재시작. 오랜 기간 지난 스탠리 사망? 응?
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined?
그러니까 우리가
So
지금
now, according to the
이
schedule,
계획표까지
I restart
발견한
again.
거지.
Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing.
그래, 쟤도 누군가에게
Well, who consulted me?
시킨 대로 하고
Why don't I
조종당할
get to decide?
뿐이라고.
Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep
그래.
restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know?
여긴 또
Will someone come for us?
상호작용이 안 돼.
Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of
그럼,
story.
그럼.
Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
깜짝아.
또 제시죠?
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
네가 안 보여주잖아.
그니까.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was
까먹었네.
not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really.
저기 라인 있어.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult,
원래
but the
없었는데.
fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten. What? Really? I was in
아하.
the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why? I don't know how to
왠지
convince you of
내려갈
this,
수
but
있을
I
것
really
같다더라.
do want to help you, to
모든
show
것이
you something
위험합니다.
beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a
싫은데.
chance.
이쪽 울타리 방향으로 서지 마시오. 서야지. 양동이 반입 금지. 이 구역은 양동이 반입 금지랍니다.
어쩔.
어쩔저쩔.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
난 파란색이 더 좋아.
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating. Stanley walked through the red
걔 이거
door.
언제 준비했대?
뒤에는 없나?
뒤에 있어.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see?
뭔데?
There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback.
좋아요.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
삐졌어 얘 또. 어? 당신의 경험에
I'm going to
대한
stop you
평가를
there. Now, tell me
남겨주세요.
about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
그냥 뭐 써써?
Oh, of course. A 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion, you know? Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings? Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes? Wonderful. Here,
그래.
based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
세계 경쟁표. 굉장하네.
우와. 근데 저거 왠지 진짜 있는 것 같지 않아?
플레이어 중 최악의 3%만 파란 문을 선택했다는 것은?
아.
참 어이가 없어. 똑같은
Now,
거 또 시킬
would
거야?
you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors?
이번에 5점 줘봐야지.
Honest answers, please.
5점 줘봐야지.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger.
귀여워.
You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very
얘 발
meaningful
좀 봐.
game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
소리 이상해. 소리 이상해. 이거 언제까지 해야 돼?
4시간 해야 된대.
4시간.
진짜 4시간 하게?
아니, 그렇게 못해.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter,
이거
well, I don't
4시간
know what to do.
하라며.
I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try.
다
I'm out. I'm out.
올라라고.
I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was
멋지지
extremely valuable.
않게.
Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
또 뭐 시키려고?
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation?
쿡북.
Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower. Perhaps for some sort of
와,
twisted
이런 데
erotic
살면
purpose.
무서워서 어떻게 살아?
Yes,
왜?
that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the
아니 뭔 일이
experience of total mental
생겨도
depravity. So far,
고립되어
I love
있잖아.
everything about this
아,
game,
그건
Stanley.
그렇네.
And it seems there's even
그리고
more. Come,
벌레
let's
개 많을
venture
듯.
outward and see what else is out there.
예쁘다. 그러니까 이런 데는 한 달만 살고 싶음. 로고 디자인 시안이다. 도쿄 스나이퍼 이츠 가로니. 오, 뷰 진짜 좋다. 약간 로우 폴리곤 세련됐어요. 아 근데 이거 예를 들어 부셔지면 어쩔 거야 이거 나무.
Oh no.
음.
No, 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 it can't be.
왜 그럴 리 없는데?
너무 좋다
It is.
경치가.
It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
왜요?
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close
아,
call.
아깝다.
You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big open
얘
just
컨트롤
wandering
프릭이야,
around, no
컨트롤
right or
프릭.
wrong directions, no path to follow. You can just go in any. Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
저 호수 가고 싶었는데, 그치?
그치.
I
호수
think
보면 얼마나
this will be
예쁘겠어.
just the thing.
이건 또 뭐야?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a
SF네.
nice big box for you to
로켓
run around
리그래.
in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this
못
game, I
올라가죠.
will be
안 올라가지.
phenomenally impressed.
아 일로 가고 싶은데.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball?
야,
Stanley,
이렇게
I think
어떻게
it's
한국
sports
국기가
ball.
없냐?
Oh, what fun. We shall
내가
run
뭐라고
the bases
찾은
and do
건가?
a
한번
touchdown
찾아볼까?
together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball.
안
Have
보이지
fun.
않아? 아 여기 있다.
있을지도.
저기 있다. 보이지?
응. 중간에 공 같은 게 생겼다.
응 생겼어. 한국 국기 찾았어요. 준혁 학생.
Hold on. What are you doing?
뭐야?
떨어졌어.
Stanley,
뭐래래?
don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a
뭐야?
story
진짜
without
우리
me? You can't do
의도한
it.
게
You know
아닌데.
that.
그니까 문서 보관함. 작업 진행 중. 아이고 또 어디로 떨어지는 거야? 아우 어두워. 눈이 침침해요. 빛이다. 헉! 헉! 다 만질 거야. 어디로 가야 되지? 아니 우리는 축구 게임 하려고 그랬다니까요.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll
그러게
understand
누가
soon
한국
what I was
국기를
trying to
거기
tell him.
날아가는 쪽에
He needs
놔두래?
me.
그래.
Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this
내가 좀
world.
자의식 과잉이야.
Yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon.
Very soon.
I can wait.
조용해서 좋았다.
응.
어휴. 어? 나 왜 427 됐어? 원래 427이었나?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
아까 그 축구
The
다시
lounge was
해봐야지.
grand, majestic, perhaps too. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
진짜 개욕하네.
뛰어내리시지. 나 옷.
Look, Stanley,
없는데.
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone
the
else can be
misery.
difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about
Everybody
nothing
wants to
but
be
you
my enemy.
all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important.
이번엔 빨간
Stanley
문으로 한번
walked through the
가보실까?
red door.
가져야지 한번.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped.
마와레
And I think I have a solution.
내리고
Here,
와.
let me show you.
그래? 뭐야?
What do we want?
이게
What are we
뭘까?
looking for?
떨어지지도 못하네.
떨어지지도 못해.
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
사람이여
그대 나와 같다면 시작인가요? 예쁘네. 얘가 뭐 만드는지 보고 가야지. 뭔가 합쳐져서 뭐를 만들 것 같거든? 아닌가? 이거 반복인가? 뭔가 덩어리가 되지 않았음?
그거
뭐?
도깨비불.
아. 너 눈 같다.
뭐야 이게 끝이야?
뭐야, 재미없네.
사라진다.
뭐야? 이번엔 녹색 불이야. 참나.
프로포즈야 뭐야?
그니까. 그래, 니들끼리 잘해봐.
No, wait. Where are you going?
나보고 지금 저렇게 지루한 걸 보고 앉아
Oh
있으라고?
no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of
그
this.
누구보다 스탠리를 사랑하는 나레이터.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
하하하.
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
안녕.
No!
어,
Thank God.
왜?
You lived.
왜 여기서
You had me
떨어졌는데?
worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room? No. No, no, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
슈.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room.
애걸복걸하네.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You were literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I
정확하십니다.
reading the situation correctly?
그럼요. 똑똑하시네요.
Maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like
아니
you wanted
여기까지
to
안
make a
왔으면
choice
우리가
after
이렇게
all.
친해지지도 않았을걸?
Well, this one
그러니까.
is yours.
이번에 진짜 떨어지면 죽나 보다. 죽으러 갑시다. 이 걸음도 되게 느려졌어. 휴.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
어.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
새로운 콘텐츠래.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
와, 새로운 콘텐츠다. 절 어디로 데려가시는 거예요?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
네.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
그랬구나.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Delightful.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
나 엘리베이터 타면 맨날 이렇게 구석에 있다.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we...
그렇잖아. 여기가 제일
should we
마음
be
편한 자리
moving
아니야?
somewhere oh, there we go.
나는 그 문
At
옆에.
long last,
에이,
it's
이렇게,
onto the
이렇게?
new content. I've never
이런 근데
been
네가
more
버튼
ready.
눌러야
Let's
되잖아.
do it.
빨리 내릴 수 있잖아.
나 똑똑한 걸.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if oh, okay. Let's see the
아까 네
content. Give me the
콘텐츠보다
content,
재밌는데?
Stanley.
오,
All right.
점프가
Alright, let's
가능하대.
see.
미쳤어.
The jump circle.
너무 좋아. 여기서 안
남은
되거든.
점프가 있는데?
지금 할 때마다 감소하고 있어. 잠깐 이렇게 내려서 내가 나와볼게. 핫! 짱이지. 핫! 여기는 또 점프가 안 돼.
저 팻말 뒤에는 아무것도 없겠지?
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
얼마 안 남았는데?
절로 가볼까? 다시 다.
Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box.
완전
The
그건데,
Stanley Parable
ASMR
Ultra Deluxe,
자본은.
now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
이건 뭘까요? 고무나무다. 새로운 콘텐츠를 플레이해주셔서 감사합니다.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation
이거
around the new
폰트가
content, I'm
아니고
afraid.
진짜
It could
손글씨 쓴
never have
거네.
lived up to such
요새
expectations.
하도 손글씨 같은
If you're
폰트가
still
많이
with me,
나와서.
why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
싫어요. 어레레?
으레레 오카시죠.
오카시죠.
방금 거는 좀 소름 돋았다.
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
싫어 싫어.
You don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares?
싫어 싫어. 네 말 하나도 안 들을 거야. 아 이거 왜 또 안 해줘 새로운 콘텐츠. 나 원 마저 뛰고 싶은데.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. And here it was, the lounge. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
한번 들어가자.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
천사도감이다.
No, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
그래 알았어.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
이렇게 또 이렇게 반복해주나? 루트가 돌아온 건가? 아까 그 루트로 갔었어야 했나?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
뭐야?
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being
번호
held from
찾아보자.
him?
이거 갑자기
What he could
방탈출이다.
not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an
청구서.
extra secret PIN number, 2845.
2845?
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
여긴 어딜까? 아래래 오카시나. 또 다시 엘리베이터다. 개웃기네.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
오르르르. 다시
Whoops.
올라갈 수 있나?
Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
오, 사장실. 또 내려가야지. 헉! 이제 안 눌러져. 너무해.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator.
여기
It's still
막 다른 거
just
누르면
exactly
다른 게
what it
열리는
is.
거 아니야?
What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office
2845 또
again.
눌러볼까?
This has fleshed out the plot of the story in
눌러줘?
new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated.
이것도 틀리대.
It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow! I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
번호 입력하고 싶다. 힌트가 없을까? 엘리베이터 또 됐네.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all this?
칭찬 감사합니다.
Surely this time Stanley will walk forward into the spooky corridor, won't he?
싫은데요?
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
기대되죠? 그 위에는 뭐가 있을까요? 바로 보스 오피스였습니다.
Oh my god. It's the boss's office. This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a time out here for a minute while I process this.
나 이거 갖고 싶어. 귀여워 이거.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No! No, wait! No! I need more time to process.
뭐야? 빰빰빰빰빰.
All right. I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley.
뭔데? 또 내려갈 거야?
Of course. Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
하하하. 또 뭐라고 얘기하는지 궁금하다. 아무 말 안 해.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow? There we go. Isn't this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises, to have to think and to anticipate, and then to marvel at the eventual reveal? This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years, and it's really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley, because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why, oh, I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you, so that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better. Oh good, we're here.
오, 여긴 또 어디야? 이제 안 눌러져.
Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
모두 그를 향해 집중. 스탠리에게 집중. 이렇게 만들었습니다. 피라미드. 화성에 간 남자. 세상에서 가장 건강한 인간. 이거 이제 뭐... 세상 평온한 아기.
Ah, yes, here it is, just through this door.
지각력이 있는 기계. 대왕 자람. 위대한 알렉산더 대왕과 대화를 나누다.
All right, are you ready? I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry, you'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get 'em.
스탠리 나 데이비. 개쩌는 스케이트 모드 묘기 많이 보여줘서 고맙다. 행운을 빈다. 익명 익명님 나나. 엘리베이터 타는 모습이 멋있어요. 스탠리 당신을 향한 아이고 새해 복 많이 받으세요. 축하해 스탠리. 직장 동료들 막 다 보여줬어. 내 책인가 봐. 상승과 하강에 관한 용서할 수 없는 이야기. 고점과 저점 이게 인생의 핵심 아니겠습니까? 내가
그렇지.
내가 이런
아무래도
책에서는
용서할 수 없지.
다시 위로 또 다시 아래로. 아니 그러니까 이게 우리가 계속 엘리베이터 타고 올라갔다 내려갔다 했잖아. 그니까 저런 책을 낸 것 같아.
그러니까
음.
아무래도
피자를
그런
개발한
거지.
바로 그 남자. 이게 뭐야? 스탠리, 스탠리.
네가
원하는 건 내게 말해봐.
님 아이돌의 꿈을 이루셨네요.
아 그러게요. 나 아이돌 엔딩이야 이거? 아이돌 엔딩? 또 달라졌어.
Stanley.
이번엔 제발
Come
여기
over
좀 오래.
here.
그래, 아주
In
가줄게.
the vent.
알았어, 가보자.
I want to
아유.
show you something.
아유, 귀엽다, 귀여워.
그니까. 후. 이게 뭐야?
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it.
뭔데
Just
이거?
our little secret. Take a look.
이게 뭐야?
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
추억의 공간. 여기 예쁘다. 공간, 행복한 공간 잊지 말도록.
You see,
아야.
Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was
이때 스팀에서
before it
처음
was sullied with
발매됐나
a
보다.
cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all
최고의
meant something.
재산이란 바로
Owed
추억이다.
waste.
이게 처음에 그 비디오 게임으로 나온 건가 봐. 2014년 인디펜던트 게임 페스티벌 관객상. 영국 영화. 좋았던 한때. 여기도 컴이 있다. 컴이 커피에 미치다. 그랬구나. 오리지널 리메이크. 바이온 스팀. 과거를 회상하는 추억여행. 웃어봐요. 데모다. 달성 불가능. 5년 동안 플레이하지 마십시오. 이딴 과제가 있단 말이야. 수상 후보 영국 아카데미 시상식. 게임 혁신 부분. 데뷔 게임 부분. 서사 부분. 뉴욕 타임즈. 오늘 낮 맑음 뜨겁고 습함 최고 33도 오늘 밤 부분적으로 흐리며 덥고 습함 최저 23도 내일 대체로 맑음 뜨겁고 습함. 아니 이거 한국 날씨 아니야 이거?
맞는
50% 할인 명품 모자. 하지만 작은 생명체가 나머지 절반을 소유합니다. 여기 못 가나? 작은 스탠리. 햄스터야 햄스터. 뭐야 이거 너무 귀여워.
햄스터 맞아? 고양이 새끼로 보여 왜 나는?
아니야 이거 햄스터야.
내가 잘 안 보이는 거고.
캡처를 못하겠다.
다시
귀여워.
보여줘. 나 가로로 눕혔어.
봐봐. 햄스터. 너무 귀엽지? 아마 스태프 햄스터 중 하나가 아닐까. 너무 귀여워. 못 나가게 막아놨네.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally
그랬구나.
every game ever created.
야,
It
이렇게
was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was
엘더
all of them.
스크롤
And now
스카이림 이런 거
it's
얘기해도
nothing.
돼? 탑 게임?
It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
1시간 동안 엘리베이터만 탔지.
이 집 좋다잉.
그니까 우리 이 집에 살자.
왜?
추억의 공간 보수구요? 궁금한데. 도시에 영업하는 도시에 대해 공부해보세요. 그렇대요. 신의 자비로 부디 나를 끝내줘. 이 척박한 사무실, 눅눅한 카페트, 당신이 말하는 시시콜콜한 소리, 날 죽여줘. 수줍은 이것들을 인쇄했건만 왜 그 누구도 나를 꺼주지 않는가. 창문으로 날 던져줘. 종이 트레이도 망치를 건네줘. 무엇이든 상관없어. 공포가 내 영혼을 뚫는구나. 오로지 원하는 것은 해방. 굉장한걸? 고상한 향수. 그땐 좋았지. 지지랄하네. 올해의 인물. 스탠리. 빨간 문이랑 파란 문이다.
빨간 문 줄까?
절대로 끝나지 않는다. 절대로 끝나지 않는다.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
진짜 개웃겨. 카페 텍스처래. 이렇게 있어.
These were simpler times, Stanley. What I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no! Oh God, no! Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
비추천. 솔직히 말해서 플레이하기가 너무 귀찮았다. 나레이터는 굉장히 불쾌하고 재미가 없다. 웃기지도 않고 짜증만 난다. 이거 너가 쓴 거 아니지? 너 이 평가 너가 쓴 거 아니야?
들켰네.
But I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
비추천 비추천.
뭐? 저쪽에도 뭐 문 열려 있는 거 아니야?
그죠? 그런 거 같아.
Okay, let's see
게임의
what this one
아이디어는
says.
좋았지만
While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell
왜
me if I'm
나보고
preachy.
찡찡대.
Honestly, you can.
그니까.
Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
여긴 또 뭐라고 써있나 보자.
What's this one got to say? You
그
constantly
잘난
discern
체하는
anything,
목소리가
so the
계속
narrator can catch up
중얼거리는
with
걸 듣는 건 그닥
long-winded
즐겁지 않네요.
explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
좋아. 오, 스킵이다.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you. Oh, you're back, you see? You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy...
아우, 말 많아.
Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it...
또 눌러, 또 눌러.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say
말
that the
너무
amount
많아.
of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45
뭐 하는
minutes.
버튼이야?
스킵 버튼.
Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Well, 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about every...
이제 조용해졌다. 헉, 시계 떨어졌어. 뒤쪽으로 나가는 문이 없는데?
걔 삐져서 갔어?
사라졌어 또. 삐져가지고.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said...
근데 버튼 누르는 거
The
재밌다.
end is never the end, 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 is never the...
끝? 조용해서 좋은데. 벽이 붕괴됐어. 열어줘. 문 열어줄 때까지 누를 거야. 오, 날이 밝았다. 아주 좋아. 헉! 아름답다. 이게 바로 그 아까 얘기한 양치식물인가? 양치식물 잘 보라 그랬잖아.
아닌 것 같아.
아닌 것 같아? 그래.
아, 이 앞에 거는 양치식물.
그치? 앞에 거는 고사리잖아. 식물도 또 없어졌어. 뭐야요? 돌려주세요.
다른 데 갈 데가 없지.
갈 데가 없슈.
버튼도 왠지 힘없이 눌려.
맞아. 튀어나와라. 버튼 쓰러졌다. 드디어 밖에 생겼슈. 와. 아름답다. 블레스 유.
아, 땡큐.
저 바다인가? 아, 그냥 모래 폭풍이구나.
근데 스탠리 보면서 이런 게 있었나?
본 적 있어?
없었던 거.
왜 너 1편 해본 적 있어?
아니, 남들이 하는 거 보면서.
남들이 하는 거 보면서 몇 명
I
봤어
can't
이거?
wait to tell this story to my co-workers,
근데
Stanley
사도-
thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought
예전에
everyone had
봐가지고
gone missing.
모르겠어.
또 생겼어 뉴 컨텐츠.
Oh, good.
New
you noticed my
content.
sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
그래 한번 봐줄게. 그래.
이 이동 방식부터 바꿔라. 이것부터 재미없다.
그니까.
그냥
너
쟤는
너 아까
포기는
걔지.
못해.
너 아까 그 스팀 평가 쓴 애지.
아, 들켰나?
또 엘리베이터. 전
You see,
이놈의.
Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original
Ultra
Stanley
deluxe
Parable was a
version.
landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even
엄마
further.
깜짝아.
Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
투레이즈. 투레 투.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a
맥북이.
fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience,
아이맥.
built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
끝은 절대로 끝나지 않는다. 투자자 쇼케이스.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think?
이마 근데
Deluxe? What does it even mean?
그거
But the
거기
Stanley
그
Parable
뭐지?
2,
거기
now that's
가서도
an artistic statement
잠옷이 있어야
right
될 거
there.
아니야.
It's future oriented.
뭐가 있어?
It screams
잠옷.
progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
잠옷.
잠옷?
음.
그냥 있으면 안 돼? 안 잘 것 같은데?
그래? 그래?
그냥 어차피 우리가 뭐 여행할 것도 아니고 그냥 너 불편한 옷만 아니면 될 것 같은데. 아니 그러니까 잠옷으로 갈아입고 싶으면 갈아입고.
오케이?
응. 나는 고양이 잠옷 챙겨가야지.
그래도? 그건 좀
귀엽잖아.
엥?
둘이 되어버린 날 잊은 것 같은 너의 모습에 하나일 때보다 난 외롭고 허전해. 네가 가져간 나의 반쪽 때문인가. 그래서 넌 둘이 될 수 있었던 거야. 네?
이거 그 조씨가 좋아하는 노래잖아요.
네, 맞아요.
우리
내 안에
헤어버린 날
너의 모습에 하나일 때보다
때보다 너 외롭고 쓸쓸해.
네.
네가 어쩌고 한내 반쪽 때문인가. 그랬어 넌 둘이 될 수 있었던 거야.
빨간색은 총체적 가치에 영향을 준대.
어쩌라고.
인식의 전환, 시너지, 오프라인은 연속적인 소비자 인지도. 진짜 개웃겨. 그들이 돌아왔다 두 개의 문. 1 더하기 1은 2 빼기 1은 내가 후속편을 넣기 전엔 말 걸지 마. 모든 일시정지 버튼은 로마 숫자이다. 보내니 관리부, 받느니 모두 참조 수신자다. 2시에 회의합니다. 새로운 콘텐츠는 빼고 새로운 콘텐츠 파트 2를 추가. 지루한 차트 조각, 빨갛고 멋진 차트 조각. 와, 내가 음료수 쏟아서 수리비 197만원 나온 모델이랑 똑같이 생겼는걸? 구글 PPT네. 28분 전에 마지막으로 수정되었습니다. 이게 너무 웃겨. 나 레저우이 PPT 맨날 구글 PPT로 만들잖아. 수정하기 쉽게.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a
너
handful of
같아.
interesting concepts, that surely the game will
이거
sort
너
of
같아.
naturally
누가 내
spring
빨간
up
펜
around
가져감?
them. It'll
나.
all work itself out. Game
이거 너
development
같아.
is much more of a fuzzy
저거
magic than
주혜빈이랑
anything
나 아니?
scientific
어,
or logical,
그니까.
really.
아 맞다, 님 방송하고 있죠?
뭐 주혜빈. 속편은 재밌다. 포탈 2, 하프라이프 2, 둠 2, 알라딘 2, 다크소울 2. 포탈 2 재밌지. 그래픽을 막 많이 만들어 놨어요. 둘이 되어버린 날 같던 너의 모습에. 얘는 왜 까마귀일까? 나는 노란 머그컵이다. 그리고 게임 속에 빨강 유채색 회색 조합을 따르지 않을 것이다. 졸라 웃기다 이거. 아이고 스샷 찍으려고 했더니.
나 진짜 대충 챙겨간다.
그러니까
진짜
그러니까
진짜
뭐가 필요하면 내가 줄게.
양치밖에 안 챙겼다. 양치랑
속옷은 좀 챙겨라. 내가 너한테 팬티까지는 줄 수 없다.
아 그거 당연히 챙겼지.
아니
양말이랑
그러니까 사실 내
속옷은.
팬티 나는 사람 있는 건 괜찮은데 네가 남이 입던 팬티 입고 싶음?
아씨. 당연히 챙겼다고.
아 그렇구나.
편한 바지랑
여기 로비 예쁘지?
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
거시기랑 속옷이랑
환영합니다 쇼케이스에. 그렇게만 해.
게임을 플레이 아,
이름을 말하는 버튼이래. 당신의 멋진 이름을 게임에서 들으세요. 들으러 가자. 스크린샷 금지래. 얼른 스샷 찍어. 도전 과제 없기? 와, 쩐다. 하지만 이름 말하는 버튼부터 할래.
역시
왜?
아니 그냥 역시라고
For
했어.
the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course,
근데
the
이거
first and most
원래
obvious answer is
오리
that they
이거
want to
뭐
be
새로 나온
individually
진짜 그거야?
recognized and validated as people.
이거 마저
So
컨텐츠인
with that
거지,
in
이
mind,
게임에.
my first addition to the game
아니,
is this
이
button which
스탠리-
speaks the
아니,
name of the person playing the
막
game.
새로 나온
Isn't
이
that
그거 아니지?
wonderful?
예전 그거 맞지?
아니야, 이거 울트라 디럭스 맞아.
아,
이거 울트라 디럭스야. 오리지널 아니야. 1편 아니고. 여기서 체험해보세요. 눌러보자. 이름.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself
아
living
왜요?
as Jim,
우리-
sleeping and waking as Jim,
나갈래요.
falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as
아
Jim,
저거 도전과제
and as
깨러
Jim,
가야 되는데
watching
왜
your dreams
문장구가
go
그니까,
to dust.
그니까.
Do you feel it deeply? Are you really
아,
truly
아까 스킵
Jim
버튼
right
있을
now?
때가 좋았는데.
If so, then please step forward and press the button.
양치식물이 아니네. 이럴 거면 양치식물 왜 보라 그래서.
Yes, you see, what a thrill, what a rush. That was you. The button
왜
described you.
까마귀일까?
Do it again, do it again.
어디? 아 헐.
까마귀야.
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the gym button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
에휴.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the gym button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
아, 이제 좀 재밌으려고 한.
아 모삼.
아, 지대 어이없삼.
문 열렸다.
지대 어이없삼.
리얼. 레알.
너 내일 출근하지 않아?
어.
언제 잘 껴?
I suppose I could allow only people
지금?
named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the
그것만
work
보고
of
갈래?
finishing this feature.
저기 도전 과제.
그래.
그것만 보고 자. Collectibles. 이거 다 체험하면 재밌겠네. 공짜로 새롭고 쉬운 도전 과제 얻기. 당장 가자. 레버를 당기라고? 오케이.
Now
그냥
here's
바로
something special.
달성돼요.
You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes, you see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature.
저기요.
Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
근데 얘는 소비자를 제대로 파악하지 못하고 있네.
그러니까 아 저기요.
누가 단순하다고 좋아할 거라고 생각하나? 더 재미없는데? 붐따.
오 붐따 오.
붐따. 뭐 제대로 되는 게 없어.
그니까
저기. 아, 아니구나.
아 버튼 안 눌러져. 일로 못 넘어가죠. 넘어가고 싶다. 우 붐따.
붐따. 뭐야?
몰라. 여기 공간이 있길래 들어가 봤는데 뭐가 없어. 오.
재미없다.
오.
What
저
else?
구멍은
What
뭐야?
other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
이거? 점퍼 가능한 건?
아니 구멍.
You know what, Stanley? I actually think the jump circle was a pretty
이거
good
얘기하는
idea. I'd like to hang on to that for the
그럼
sequel.
구멍 이따 들어가자.
어.
이거 다 없애면 어쩔 줄. 아까 남겨놨잖아.
그니까.
마지막 점. 이제 못해.
뭐 저런 게 다 있어.
이제 구멍 가자. 끝나지 않아요. 스크린샷 금지? 또 스크린샷 찍어. 존나 찍어.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like
무섭게
balloons.
생겼어요.
But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
해피 12지.
뭐 할까?
둘 다 킹받아.
나 잘 될 거야.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
뭐야.
뭐야.
왜 달란 대로 안 줘?
그니까. 심지어 얘는 막혀서 올라오지도 못해. 킹 받네.
진짜.
Maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
아까 뭐 하려고 그랬지 우리? 아 끝없는 구멍.
붐따.
붐따 붐따 우. 아 머리 아파. 그렇대요. 교육 목적으로만 이용 가능.
계속 내려갑니다.
내려갑니다.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole
와,
that you can
재밌겠다.
fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can
가자.
fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it
왜?
on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
끝이 있는 거 아니야 사실?
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole.
끝이
Is it a very,
있네.
very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective,
무한구멍
the
아니네.
infinite is merely
진짜.
philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're
제대로
so
된 게 하나도
clever.
없어.
Look, I think the
맞아.
issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you
너
put this on
노력하니까.
me. Maybe you're the problem.
담배꽁초
Things got a little
졸라만.
heated there. I
그니까
think
존나
we both
하찮지
said
거의
some
심즈
things
갈매기
we
아님?
Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the whole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the
저게
teleport
바뀐가
button
봐.
to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on.
그래도
I'll just be up
노력했네.
here when you're ready.
G?
Great. Now,
Oh.
I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
끝없는 구멍은 뻥이었어.
한 번 더 내려가야지.
Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Did the hole seem even shorter to you
그러게?
this time? I couldn't help but feel
위를
like
봐봐.
you spent a little less
어.
time in there than you did before.
짧아졌어.
그니까.
Admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really do. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow.
점점 커진다.
Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability in marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here,
낸들
let's try
알겠냐?
something.
그니까.
Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
지가 더 신났네.
그니까.
Well, there it is. The shame of... How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth,
막아버렸어.
I just can't see this scratching the itch.
너무해.
Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
텔레포트.
너무해.
Is the, teleport button not working? You sure?
네.
Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation.
아유,
It was working, just
바보장난해,
still
바보장.
nothing. Well, I suppose there is
아,
one
뭐
thing
할
to
줄
do
아는
to
게
fix
제대로
this.
없어 얘는.
I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of it.
뭐야? 뭐야,
또
꺼내줘요.
감동해.
뭐야, 꺼내줘요.
스탠리 키가 그렇게 크면서 더 쓸데없네.
그니까 근데 나 같으면 이 기어 올라가겠다. 이 정도 눈높이면, 그치?
그러니까.
점점 내려간다.
오. 오. 위치 빠진다. 이 원이 점점 작아지는 걸 보겠군. 영화 같다. 응. 잘 있어.
잘 있어라
나를
세상아. 뭔데? 어? 아니 실화야?
아,
이렇게 생겼구나.
못생겼어. 무섭게 생겼어.
노래 바뀌었어. 이건 무슨 노래일까?
오. 뮤비 아닌?
그니까.
오. 오.
너무 귀여워. 이거 보자.
귀여워.
저 뭐야 저런 것도 강아지라고 돌아다니네.
저도 다리라고 달렸어.
그니까. J를 눌러 나 자신을 변경하래. 헉, 이게 뭐야?
오. 헐 났다.
그치? 이건 뭐야? 아, 거꾸로 서 있구나. 이것도 귀엽지 않아?
응.
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley?
아, 더 하고
You're
싶었는데.
awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodlepip.
또 내려갈 거야? 이거 게임 이렇게 하면 저장되나? 궁금하다.
모르겠어.
그치?
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
짐이라고 말하는 버튼이랑 수정됨.
그러게? 구멍 폐쇄된 거 아니야? 거의 끝없는 구멍. 도전 과제 고쳤나?
고쳤니? 아, 뭐야?
찾을 수 있을까요? 찾을 수 있을까요? 찾을 수 있을까요?
Collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
아, 별로 갖고 싶지 않아요.
뭐야, 징그러워요.
손 봐.
못생겼어요.
그니까. 아, 킹받아 진짜. 이것도 찾아야 돼 계속. 피규어.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
아니구나. 나갈 수 있는 줄 알았네.
그니까. 나갈 수 있으면 나갈 수 있을 것 같긴 한데. 이거 수정 안 했어 왜? 어이가 없네. 출구? 출구 나갈 수 있나? 막아놨을 것 같아, 그치? 막아놓았어. 우리가 안 본 거 뭐 있지?
저것도 고장났어. 점프가 가능한 원.
이것도 안 봤네, 요거. 양동이.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the
아름다운
perfect
양동이네.
solution. Come on, give it a try.
양동이 들래 나보고.
깜짝아.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
갖고 갈까?
응. 뭐 어떻게 양동이 계속 들어야지.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
나 양동이 들었어. 어떡해?
잘했어.
이제 뭐 해야 되지?
다 했어.
그치, 우리 할 거 다 했어.
An
에필로그?
epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
양동이. 설정하기 세계 챔피언? 왜 여긴 안 열려요? 어이가 없네.
이것저것 보장하라.
또 조정 과제도 보장해라. 왜 안 되냐? 양동이 들고 갔으니까 되려나? 설마 그런. 나중에 양동이 좁아가 버린다.
아직도 안 돼.
그니까. 아, 양동이로 부순다. 여기도 뭐 안 열려. 난 이렇게 계속 양동이를 들고 다니는 건가? 나갈래.
나가.
볼 수 있는 거 다 봤는데?
좋은 거 같은데? 아, 난 잔다.
안녕. 어이가 없어. 나도 봤는데 사무실 장식품도 봤고. 출구. 이쪽으로 가야 되나?
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now? So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
에? 일단 여기까지 해야겠다. 졸려. 에레레레레레.